Hey, welcome back again, viewers and subscribers. This moment, I'm going to be continuing the series of videos on Manji, Fira Indica Mango. I just want to draw your attention to a study I found from Australia in 2009, Garvin Medical Institute of Research from 2009 by scientists there. They actually found that switch, that mechanism, because it said until that time no one has really been able to pinpoint the mechanism that causes insulin resistance and development of type 2 diabetes. So they're claiming that overeating can actually stimulate oxygen, which in turn produces these free radicals, right? So the study goes to say in 2009, Australian researchers from the Garvin Institute of Medical Research in Sydney identified that overeating can stimulate the conversion of oxygen into toxic free radicals, which leads to insulin resistance and the development of type 2 diabetes. Now, the switch mechanism, right, led by Dr. Kyle Howen and Professor David James, the study identified the central mechanism, cellular switch, that initiates insulin resistance is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Now, the source of damage, the team found that overconsumption of food causes cells to produce excessive free radicals, causing oxidative stress that stops insulin from working properly. Right? So they said the reversibility, the research indicated that by neutralizing this conversion pathway that generates free radicals, it was possible to reverse insulin resistance in animal models. And the context of the research is built on the known link that obesity along excessive fat and sugar consumption leads to type 2 diabetes through this oxidative stress mechanism. Right? So I'm going to get more into it. I'm actually going on a website now and read. So he says there, the free radical that triggers insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. And this is from garvin.org.au, Australia. It says that the Garvin scientists have found that overeating may stimulate the conversion of the oxygen in the air we breathe into toxic free radicals, leading to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Until now, no one has identified a central mechanism or cellular switch that initiates insulin resistance. Right? So, the Australian scientists have identified a free radical that appears to trigger insulin resistance or glucose intolerance, one of the first stages in the development of type 2 diabetes. It has been known for decades that being overweight or overeating too much sugar and fat can lead to insulin resistance, but until now, no one has identified the central mechanism or cellular switch that initiates the process. Right? So they've identified, they said that they found the elusive switch. Howen and colleagues have found that overeating may stimulate the conversion of the oxygen in the air we breathe into toxic free radicals, leading to insulin resistance. They have also found that neutralizing this conversion pathway may reverse insulin resistance in animals. These important findings are published online in the prestigious international journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Scientists. When we breathe in oxygen, it's used in combination with the food that we eat to produce energy, said Professor David James, director of Garvin's Diabetes and Obesity Research Program. Occasionally, it is also converted to free radicals, but normally that's kept to a minimum. Our study shows that radical conversion pathway appears to move up a gear when there's too much food or a surplus of energy in the system. The key to this observation is that the free radicals that cause insulin resistance appear to be superoxides, made mainly in a specific cellular compartment called the mitochondria. This is important as it means that many antioxidants available off the shelf may not work, as they probably do not reach the mitochondria. Pregnancy, lack of exercise, and a range of medical conditions can also bring about insulin resistance. In this study, we show that mitochondrial superoxide is the common feature in all instances of insulin resistance, no matter how it's induced. Co-author on the project, Dr. Nigel Turner, explained the finding from a slightly different perspective. Insulin resistance appears to be a natural defense mechanism. It's our cell's way of saying, don't give me any more food, he explained. The superoxides we've identified seem to trigger an intracellular process that shuts down acceptance of fresh nutrients because the body doesn't want any more. Glucose transport molecules stop traveling to the cell surface to allow fresh supplies to enter. That in turn leads to high blood sugar levels and associated complications. We showed in mice that you can reverse the process by blocking superoxides, either genetically or with pharmacological agents. Once you remove superoxides or the ability of mitochondria to produce them, insulin action resumes, glucose transporters become more active, and blood sugar levels return to normal. The findings are encouraging because identifying the mechanistic origin of insulin resistance is a very important first step for identifying diabetes therapies in the future. Mitochondrial superoxides would have to be very specifically targeted with drugs developed for that purpose. So there you have it, a study from the Garvin Medical Institute of Research in Australia, 2009, led by Dr. Kyle Owen and colleagues, showing that overeating can actually cause insulin resistance and the development of type 2 diabetes. Overeating causes oxygen to be converted to free radicals. Right? These free radicals then cause oxidative stress, which leads to these chronic illnesses. So thanks again for watching.